Happy Friday, everybody. I'm Bill Bevins, along with today's special guest host, Andrea Swight-Murdaugh at Soles4Souls. They believe everyone around the world deserves a good pair of shoes. This is a global initiative that has local events planned right here in Richmond.
The Foot and Ankle Center have teamed up with Soles4Souls and is helping them with their campaign. Joining us this morning is Dr. Mitchell Waskin from the Foot and Ankle Center, along with Stephanie Hathaway, the Regional Donation Center Manager at Soles4Souls. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Welcome.
So during the holidays, we all tend to focus on giving and giving back, but the work isn't done. So tell us about the importance of this program and how we can get involved.
So Soles4Souls is a global nonprofit social enterprise. We are trying to alleviate poverty, and we do that through the distribution of shoes and clothing around the world. We will create job opportunities with those shoes, and we will also provide relief. So we really rely on nonprofits, partnerships in the U.S. and abroad to get the shoes to those people. And we also rely on partners here that will help us collect those shoes to get to them.
Dr. Waskin, you and I had a chance to talk before we came on, and you know, in America, for most of us, shoes are kind of a fashion thing, you know, or maybe something we want to use for our favorite sport. But shoes are a basic, even a health issue in poor countries all over the world, and a lot of people all over the world still don't have shoes.
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, one of the things we were talking about is a book you read where it talked about people that were getting hookworm because they didn't have shoes, and because of that they couldn't work and they had lots of health issues. We take it for granted that we have shoes. We have an excess of shoes in this country, but a lot of people don't. And what I really loved about the Soles4Souls organization is part of their entrepreneurial aspect. So not only do they provide shoes at no cost to people who are in need of them, but they also help people start businesses where they provide shoes and clothing to individuals in need. It's kind of the old quote where if you give a man a fish and he'll eat for a day, but if you teach him how to fish, he'll eat for a lifetime. And that's what I really liked about it. So at the Foot and Ankle Center, we're always looking for opportunities to give back, and we saw this organization and really thought it was a good opportunity to team up with them.
Yeah. And this is a great opportunity also to almost be part of a sustainability initiative where you're keeping shoes out of landfills, for example. So can you tell us a little bit about how you get the shoes over to those in need?
Sure. So we've collected over 35 million pairs of shoes and distributed them since 2006 in 127 countries. So we rely on nonprofit NGOs on the ground in those countries to get it to them.
When we talk about that many shoes getting to that many people, obviously it is vital, it's very important. When the shoes go out, do you get feedback from the people helping you distribute these almost immediately of a difference that's being made?
Yes, so we have a travel team as well where anybody can go on a trip abroad with us and they can distribute new shoes to people in need in these remote kind of villages where they don't have access to stores or even to marketplaces to buy them. So every week we're in another country distributing these shoes and getting those stories from people. And then with the micro enterprise program, we're able to work with our NGO partners to get the stories from the people who are actually selling the shoes. So one of our entrepreneurs, she joined us around 2014, I believe, and she had a small house, you know, pretty much a cinder block room. And since she started selling shoes with us, she now has a plot of land where she built a home and all of her kids are able to go to school. So it's really disrupting that cycle of poverty for the families that are receiving these shoes.
It's great stuff. Doctor, you know, I know that I actually saw an episode of MASH once where they were talking about how complicated the foot is, you know, and they said, you know, a machine is a tinker toy compared to everything that has to happen in the foot. So obviously shoes are vital. I was looking at some of the things that you're describing on shoes that I had no idea What is a vamp in a shoe? Because I thought that was Cher singing on a show. As a vamp.
Vamp is part of the side of the shoe.
That's called the side of the shoe is a vamp.
Well, part of there's actually lots of parts to the shoe for doing it. But really, what's important in a shoe, a quality shoe, is you want to look for something that is sturdy. You know, I always tell people come into the office, they say, well, what's a good running shoe, let's say, to have? And they'll bring these shoes and they look nice, they've got all pretty colors on them, and then you press on them and they just collapse down because they have no stability.
Yeah.
So I always tell things like when you push from the front and the back, the toe should bend a little bit and then stop. You should be able to twist it just a little bit from the back and have that stability, you know, good sole. More so, and as we're talking about here, we're interested more in function than we are in fashion. Sure. In distributing shoes.
Thank you both very much, and thank you for all you're doing all over the world. That was fantastic. The Foot and Ankle Center's campaign of collecting shoes for Soles4Souls is underway until Friday, January 31st, and you can enter a drawing to win a medical-grade pedicure. The drop-off location is 1565 Johnston-Willis Drive at Johnston-Willis Hospital Medical Building number 2.
And for more information on this initiative or Soles4Souls, we'll post a link on our show website by early this afternoon at WTVR.com/VTM.